Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for this live website audit. We're going to be looking at design, copy, layout, SEO, all the good stuff. If you have questions as I'm talking and kind of looking at things, feel free to leave comments in the chat. I will try to look at them while I'm auditing and looking at things, but I may also come back to them at the end. So if you're here, say hi. And feel free to ask any questions. So today we are looking at Christa's or Soul and Sage website. So she teaches human design for coaches to incorporate into their coaching. And this is honestly a really great website. So this is going to be a great example of things to do. I have like very minor little tweaks for Christa because her website looks pretty fantastic. But as a designer, there's always little things that I noticed. So without further ado, let's hop in. So as you can see, right from the start, we have a beautiful, nice, big headline that is so super clear. This is one of the biggest things that I teach clients and recommend to people when I'm doing audits or just giving advice on websites. Make it so clear what you do. Let's say that Krista's headline right here only said like well-known, well-loved, well-paid. What does that mean? What does that mean? We want to understand that we're in the right place. So this is perfect. I love that she added this in because it just is a little more personality and like this is, what I'm about. But it's very clear what she offers and you can click to work with her right away. So scrolling down, we have some more text, we have some images. Love this. It's so clean. And I'm not saying that you have to use a pale color scheme or that you have to have this super, super clean layout. I have lots of clients who have texture in the backgrounds. They have bright color. So I'm not saying you have to use this type of color scheme, but you notice how easy it is to read. It's not overwhelming. It feels very calm and just straightforward on this website, which I love. So we're just learning more about like what she offers, who she is. This is one of the first things I would tell Christa is to add another button, probably right after this section, or even maybe in this section, because there's a lot of space right here where we are scrolling. We're learning about her and her offers. That's great. But now I'm like, okay, well, this sounds great. I want to do more. And I have to scroll somewhere up or down to find that button. So I would add a button probably after this section, maybe also after this section. We don't need one in every single kind of section on a page, but this would help with people moving through the website and making sure they're clicking. So she walks us through kind of the system that she teaches. Again, a little bit about her. You can click to learn about her. Here's a call to action of like, teach me, here's some ways. If I were Christa, I would probably move this up higher on the page. I myself just did a heat map on my website. I redesigned, had new copy, everything on my website. And I didn't mean to do that. I tracked the changes and then watched the heat maps to see how people were using my site, how they were scrolling, how they were clicking, what they were paying attention to. And I noticed that kind of like Christa, my calls to action of like, here's how I can work with you, here are my services, were about this far down on the page, and people were not scrolling this far. They were not scrolling this far. That doesn't automatically mean that Christa's audience is the same way. They might, but that's part of why I would say either move this section up a little bit and or add another button higher on the page. Because I had people clicking in my navigation and I had one other button higher up, but the section where I really highlighted my packages, people were missing it. So people, they don't like to scroll. They don't like to scroll tons. So really emphasize these services and offers higher on the page. I would test that out. And then we have this testimonial and a call to action for her free download. So I love this. This is great. My only very small piece of advice is the footer feels very, very tall. I would just reduce the padding a little bit. You don't have to change the text or remove anything. It just feels super tall, a lot of extra space on top and bottom. And I just would reduce it just a tiny bit. So let's hop over to her about page. And again, if you're new, I see some people hopping in. Feel free to ask questions as I'm talking if you want me to clarify anything or you have other questions. I'll try to answer them as I see questions come up. So here we have her homepage. Nice big picture. Again, she's really focusing, her copy is focusing on what she's helping clients with. It's not just, hey, I'm Christa, I'm a mom, and whatever else. She's focusing on like, this is how I help you. And then we go into more about her. We have her journey. Love this. Love that she has a little bit of her journey. She has some personal pictures because yes, the about page is to learn about you, but it's more so about your business and how your business helps your clients, which is what we see up here. But people like to work with people. You know, we want to know that, am I going to connect with Christa? Does she seem like a nice person, a normal human? So we want to make sure that we are connecting with people. This can look a bunch of different ways. I have clients who have timelines like this. I have clients who put fun facts. Some people don't like to put their pets or their children or their families on their website. That's totally fine. You don't have to do that. I have a client right now. She's putting like pictures of her hiking and like some vacation spots that she's putting on her about page. Totally fine. You don't have to share your life story. It's just, you know, what are you about? What kind of person are you? That kind of thing. Then we have her bio, some stats about her. Again, kind of going into, here's my process. This is how you can work with me. Because again, the about page is a little bit about you, but a lot about your business. And then this section, I'm not sure if something is supposed to be here in this tan peach section right here, or if this is just extra spacing that we need to fix. So that would be another just very quick thing to adjust, just because it's a large gap right there. It's not going to ruin your conversion rate or anything like that, but you know, it just looks nice. Love this little, you know, quiz, like learn about me. This is another great thing to include on, or this type of thing to include on your about page. This only goes on your about page, not a sales page, not your home page, but it's just fun little things that people, you know, get to know you. You would be surprised how many times I've had people, when they inquire, they are like, oh, I see that you also like Gilmore Girls. Or I also, like, I'm a Diet Dr. Pepper fan. It's not probably the reason they hire me, but it's like, oh, okay, I have something in common with this person. And so I'm going to mention it. So including little fun facts like that can be really great. And then again, she's still sending people to her services and offers. This needs to be a goal for almost all of your pages. You don't want to leave a dead end on a page on your website. We don't want to scroll to the bottom of this page and it just be this, the quiz, and then like, okay, that's it. Thanks for visiting. We want to send people to the next step. It could be a blog. It could be your services and offers. Like, keep them clicking and moving through your site. You want them to keep learning about you and connecting with you somehow, whether that's joining your email list, reading a blog, whatever it is. You want them to get connected to you. So make sure you don't leave a dead end. Then we have the blog page. There we go. Super simple. there are a bunch of different ways you can display blogs. Some people have the straight just blog feed, some have the grid, some have it where you can filter or sort by category. I think typically, for the most part, just doing a grid like this is the easiest and best route. Sorting by category can be helpful. I think it's especially helpful for like food bloggers, but I don't know that I would tell Christa like, oh, I think you should have a sort by category so people can just look at the business posts or the human design or the coaching. I think it's totally fine. Something like food blogging where people might specifically want to be looking for breakfast or dinner or anything like that, that could be more beneficial. But typically, the simpler, the better. Here she does have browse by category, but it's not at the top. We're just letting people go straight to the most recent posts, which I think is fine. Then she has most valuable posts. This is a great idea. I have several clients who have kind of like a start here post, most popular. I'm trying to think if there's any other wording that they've used, where basically it's like these posts are good starting points or the most valuable. These are the ones I'm sharing the most, that are getting read the most. They have the most traffic. And so pointing people to those can be really beneficial. I typically would put this higher on the blog page. I would probably have this even above the most recent post, because right here it feels kind of like, oh, P.S. here are my most popular posts. I just wanted to like shout that out. You can look at these. So it is also, I feel like it might be a little much to have like the most valuable posts, but then we also, in addition to that, have featured posts. That feels kind of like the same thing. So I don't think it's a bad thing because we are allowing people to get to the most recent ones up here. So I think that's fine, but these do feel very similar. And then she goes on to help people, you can go look at my courses or work with me. Here's a little bit more about me, get on the list. I would probably remove this about me section from the blog page. Just because I think I would rather, there's already a lot on this blog page. I would be curious to know how many people are actually scrolling down here to the bottom. So I might actually move this get on the list up here, like most valuable posts, recent posts, and then get on the list. Then let people browse by category. If you want to keep the featured posts, you could. And then here's, education, working with me, that kind of thing. Let's hop over to the courses. And then after this, I'm going to talk about SEO real quick. So I can see right here, there's a little broken image. So there's an image, a background image that's supposed to be here, but it looks like the image link is broken. But that's fine. It's still a brand color. It's not like a huge error or anything, but I can feel like there's somebody's face or something is supposed to be over here on the right side. I kind of like this heading, but also the very first time I came to this page, I was like, wait, what? You're looking for a coach? It like threw me off. The wording threw me off. So I almost want to make this imagine having dozens of your clients telling everyone they know about you. I almost want to make that the headline, or adding in right before this, what if all of your clients were saying, oh, you're looking, like put that little blurb right before it, just to help give it some context. But here, this is all about her course. Again, I would probably right now, like I had to scroll through a few sections to see a button. And so I'm not saying we need to have a button right here or in this first section, but maybe in this section, I would add a button so they can jump down to pricing, or something, like that. Love that we have testimonials. Always important to have testimonials on a sales page. Then she goes into, here's what we're actually going to cover. that's good because a lot of times it's like, here are the 6 modules and it's just the name and it doesn't go into what are we learning. I would make the price a little bit bigger because this feels like hidden. Doesn't have to be as large as this heading, but let's make it a little more visible. It is more visible right here, obviously, but I would probably tweak that. Love that you make the refund very visible and notable on the page. Often this is like in tiny, tiny text at the bottom of the page. Whether or not you do refunds or you don't, making this information more visible is important. It helps people know, if they want to buy it or not. And then the FAQ. And then again, she ends with a button that is here, now you can buy. So I love that it didn't just end with the FAQ. She still gave people another call to action at the end of the page. So that is really, really good. So I wanted to quickly talk about Christa's SEO before we wrap up. So I looked at what she's currently ranking for. She ranks for, I think it was a couple hundred, like a little over 300 words or phrases, I should say. And about 20, 30 of those are on the first page of Google. So that's good, but only 30 out of like 330. I would like to increase that to be a little bit more, especially in regards to like coaching, because a lot of these are about projectors, which is, I know this has to do with like the human design, like stuff. So I know that this is like the charts, the graphs, they're looking up information about the projector, the seer, those kinds of things, which is good because it's people who are interested in human design, but we don't know if this is another coach that's actually interested in human design, or is this someone like me who is, is like, oh, I just want to like learn about human design for the fun of it. I'm not incorporating it into my business. Maybe I don't even run a business, So we want to pay attention to phrases that have to do more with your niche. So you can see down here, I just had it, human design coach. So this is tricky because she is a human design coach, but it's specifically for other coaches. So this could work. And then there was another one. Let me search. Human design coaching. Again, a little like it's human design business coach. So thinking about what are these coaches searching for? Because it's good to educate about human design. We're telling Google, I'm all about human design. So that's good because they understand your niche, your industry. But we also want to make sure that we're attracting clients, not just traffic for the sake of traffic. So what doing keyword research about what do my clients, what are they asking? Maybe blogging a little bit more about coaching in general might help with that SEO. Even looking at coaches for coaches, or I know that's getting into a whole different industry, but something like that, or education for coaches or something like that. Doing some keyword research to think a little more, not just in the human design realm, but also what are my clients searching for? And that might even mean doing some market research calls or DMing with some past clients and kind of thinking through like, how would you describe me and my work and those kinds of things. So, but like I said, overall, Christa's website is fantastic. If you are a coach of some sort watching this, definitely check out Christa and see if she can help you out. I will put a link to Christa's website in the description of this video after I hop off, so you can go directly to her. But this is a great example of a very clean website, has some good SEO, and we just want to, tweak a few things. But thank you so much for being here. I will be back next week with another audit, and I will see y'all there.